Escaping Poverty at 40, Jim Rohn's 7 Iron Disciplines. We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. Imagine waking up one morning at 35 or even 40. You look at an empty bank account balance or one just barely enough to scrape by day. That is not just exhaustion. That is a ruthless terror of being broke at an age when you are supposed to be a solid anchor for your family. Being poor at 20 can be a challenge, but being poor at 40 is a tragedy created by your own self-indulgence. In this video, we are not talking about the get-rich-quick theories flooding the internet. We are going to dissect a brutal roadmap to rebirth, an ultimate filter of 7 steel disciplines based on the classic philosophy of the legend Jim Rohn, to force yourself into an unprecedented mold. Later in the video, I will reveal a fatal information gap in personal finance mindsets that 99% of middle-aged people fall into, causing them to exhaust themselves the harder they try. If you are ready to face the truth and be reborn, leave a marker for yourself by commenting below. I choose the steel discipline to change my life. Now take a deep breath, push away the noise around you, and step into this painful yet entirely worthwhile transformation. The first steel discipline Jim Rohn always emphasized as an unshakable foundation is the radical purging of your relationships and the acceptance of strategic isolation. When you enter middle age empty-handed, your biggest mistake is trying to maintain a vast but worthless social network. You spend precious evenings after office hours sitting at drinking tables, discussing trivial matters, or complaining about a difficult boss and toxic colleagues. Look straight at the brutal truth. Those friends cannot pay your bills, and they cannot feed your family when you hit rock bottom. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Forcing yourself into the first steel discipline means you must dare to cut away useless gatherings and relationships that only drain your energy and time. This will bring a terrifying sense of loneliness in the beginning, but it is a necessary solitude for your rebirth. Starting today, bravely say no to invitations that do not serve your goal of escaping poverty. Do not fear offending others, because when you have no money, your voice carries no weight anyway. An eagle that wants to fly high must accept flying alone before finding its peers on the highest peaks. The second steel discipline is managing your time with absolute ruthlessness against your own laziness. Many middle-aged people make excuses that they have no time, claiming that an 8-hour office job and family responsibilities have drained all their strength. But be honest with yourself. What did you do between 8 and 11 o'clock tonight? You scrolled aimlessly through social media, watched short entertainment videos to escape reality, or drowned yourself in long drama series. That is a sinful waste of time when your financial future is standing on the edge of an abyss. Jim Rohn warned that time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. To change your life, you must apply a ruthless discipline. Force yourself into a strict schedule where every hour is optimized for growth. Learn to convert dead time, like driving to work or cleaning the house, into passive learning hours by listening to audiobooks on mindset and personal finance to build a massive reservoir of knowledge. Do not let procrastination steal your chance to start over, because if you do not force yourself into a mold, life will force you into poverty in a way that is many times more brutal. We move to the third steel discipline, mastering money from the smallest amounts by controlling your personal desires. This is the biggest loophole for salary earners in their 30s and 40s. When income increases slightly, your spending level immediately follows to satisfy the ego and seek validation from society. You upgrade to a newer phone or buy more expensive clothes just to prove to friends that you are doing well, while inside you are financially hollow. Jim Rohn had a profound philosophy on finance. Don't spend your money before you earn it, and don't spend more than you can keep. Poverty is not because you earn too little, but because you lack the discipline to keep the money you make. To break through and achieve financial freedom, you must clearly distinguish between survival needs and the desire for temporary status. Force yourself to consciously live below your means, remaining calm when seeing others drive luxury cars or use designer goods. Every dollar you keep today is a strategic brick building your tower of freedom tomorrow. The fourth steel discipline requires you to reshape your mindset through reading and relentless learning. There is a brutal truth. The reason you are still empty-handed at middle age is that what you currently know is only enough to bring you your current income. If your knowledge stops at repetitive, specialized office tasks, your market value will only decline over time. Jim Rohn said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." The poor choose entertainment after a hard day's work, while the rich choose education. Wanting to change your life while being too lazy to study new skills is a ridiculous contradiction. Force yourself to read at least 30 pages a day in areas like personal finance, behavioral psychology, business management, or practical skills related to your career. Treat it as a mandatory task, just like breathing to live, through which you will gain vision and the ability to see business opportunities that others overlook. Investment in yourself is the investment that yields the highest returns and is never eroded by inflation. The fifth steel discipline is taking 100% responsibility for your life and completely stopping blame. When facing financial failure at 40, the common human psychology is to find someone to blame to soothe a wounded ego. You blame the economic downturn, an unfair boss who won't give you a raise, a family background with no safety net, or even bad luck. This is the victim mindset, and a victim can never become a winner. Jim Rohn's philosophy is clear. You cannot change your starting point. You cannot change the direction of the wind, but you can absolutely adjust your sails. Being poor right now may involve objective factors, but remaining poor for the next 10 years is entirely your fault. When you stand up bravely and admit to yourself that every bad result today is a consequence of past wrong decisions, that is when the invisible power within you awakens. From now on, whenever trouble arises, stop asking why this is happening to me, and start asking what I can do to fix it, and what lesson I can learn from this. The sixth steel discipline is building a clear, practical roadmap for your physical and mental health. You cannot fight to escape poverty or force yourself into ruthless disciplines if you possess a broken body and a perpetually sluggish mind. The middle-aged demographic often bears immense pressure from both family and career, leading them to neglect their health, abuse stimulants, or overeat to relieve stress. Jim Rohn once reminded us, "Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live." A healthy body brings you the high energy levels needed to work 12 to 14 hours a day during your financial breakthrough phase. This discipline requires you to establish a healthy diet, exercise regularly, and ensure quality sleep to save thousands in future medical bills and medication. Start by waking up 30 minutes earlier each day to move, giving up harmful habits like staying up late or drinking excessively. Do not wait until you earn money only to spend that very money buying back lost health. That is a tragic loop you must absolutely avoid. The seventh steel discipline, the final and ultimate discipline that binds all the above elements together, is consistent perseverance, regardless of temporary emotions. This is the exact information gap I promised to reveal to you. Many people finish watching an inspiring video, feel incredibly fired up, and immediately begin planning, reading, and saving money. But that fire only lasts a few days, or at most a week. When real-world difficulties hit, when they do not see immediate results, their emotions drop, and they return to old habits and their initial undisciplined lifestyle. They fall into the trap of waiting for inspiration to act. Jim Rohn pointed out a brutal truth. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and that bridge must be built every day, not just when you are in a good mood. Success does not come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently, every day, every week, every year. Learn to separate your actions from your emotions, whether it rains or shines today, whether you feel happy or sad. Planned tasks must be ruthlessly completed. Once you cross the trial phase of boredom, you will see life transformation happen miraculously. This consistency creates a powerful momentum, turning discipline into part of your instinct. Look back at the path failures have taken. They quit right before dawn because they could not stand the darkness of isolation and disappointment. But for you, the one listening to these words, consistent perseverance is the ultimate weapon to crush every barrier. No one is coming to save you. No miracle will automatically happen if you do not personally lay the first foundation. These 7 steel disciplines are not a magic wand that creates wealth overnight. They are a ruthless test of character to see if you are worthy of wealth and freedom. When you force yourself into a mold, you are sending a powerful message to the universe that you are no longer a victim of fate. Now, you hold in your hands all 7 of Jim Rohn's steel disciplines to reinvent yourself from zero in middle age. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you turn off this video and go back to your old life with anxious, dead-end thoughts every night? Or will you truly stand up, force yourself into a mold, and create a monumental turning point? Remember, time waits for no one. 35 and 40 will quickly pass to make way for 50 and 60. If you are not ruthless with your laziness today, life will be ruthless to you and your loved ones tomorrow. Financial freedom and true relaxation do not come from escaping pressure. They come from being strong enough and disciplined enough to overcome all pressure and master your destiny. Do not let yourself utter the words, "if only," when it is already too late. The opportunity to start over is always present, no matter how bad your starting point, as long as you have an iron will and a practical roadmap. A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. Right now, to prove you are not just a passive listener, leave a comment below this video answering the question, which of the 7 disciplines above are you lacking the most, and how will you change it starting today? Write it in detail, because when you write it down, you are making a sacred commitment to yourself in front of thousands in the invisible power community. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this video with friends and colleagues who are also struggling in the middle income trap. Follow us on other social media platforms to update practical mindset lessons every day. We will walk this path of discipline together, reborn together, and reach true freedom. Thank you for listening. Wish you the strength to force yourself into the mold, and see you at the peak of freedom.